Hi guys, my name is Zabik and I'm recording this video to show you how do I optimize my cold email campaign for delivery. Since most of you guys have reached me out regarding my cold email, how do I run a successful cold email campaign and the things, even when like Google and Microsoft is getting really harsh past few months. So thought of recording this comprehensive video to show you how do I optimize it. And I'll actually share this document with you guys as well so you can follow this process. And if you don't know me, who I am, I was recently featured in Nick Schreier's video, one of Nick Schreier's videos, where he took my cold email sales system as a case studies, and he talked about like how do I do it. And just as a response of that video, I'm recording into like more in depth of how I do it. And also, I'm one of the active member in the like MakerSchool community, and I was again featured in this community like post as well. So let's jump in like how do I optimize my cold email campaign? And for the context, like there's this like cold email campaign got like 12.1% reply rate, and this one got like 10.7% reply rate out of 1,000. I always start around like 1,000 to 1,500 batch. I don't go like really high, and I always like add leads afterwards. So let me show you how do I optimize each and everything. So let's go. Let's start with the copywriting and content. So as we know, like cold email is something like we are sending to really cold prospect. They don't know about anything about us. So that's where like we have to sell all the stuff. Like basically, so I always take it as a like bar conversation. If you meet someone new, you're not gonna talk about everything about the money and the things. You just give them idea like that might be helpful, and from there you just take the conversations. So I always take like that. I always try to go for like conversational rather than being salesy, because people love when they are giving you like free suggestions rather than selling them direct. And let me show you how my copy looks, and I'll explain like what are the things. So if you see my like copy, most of the time I always go with like this hey name, like cliffhanging phrase, and then hey name, I know you are doing this, and something about their company. And I go like, I'm young student, about me. And I always add like, okay, I believe I can help you. I add like some sort of value prop from them. And I go about like a little bit about case studies like, hey, I know I can do this. Although I did this for this industry and confident I could do this for you. Because I see most of the people, they always talk about like, I do this, I do that, but then don't talk about like, I can do this, I do this, and believe I can do Y for you. Whenever you talk like that, I do this and I can do Y for you, they feel like, okay, it's there. That's copy is actually for me, because I see so many people go for like icebreaker, but they missed out so many variables over here. And it always sounds like they are pitching about them. So I always try to focus, like talk about them as well. So it's give them impressions like this copy was not like batch sending or something like that. Okay. So since I show you my copy, now let's talk about like what to do and what not to do. So whenever you are writing copy, do not use any kind of flag keywords that will trigger like cold email platforms. So example can be like money. If you talk about money to someone totally like cold prospect, and they will find it like it is most of like common pitfall. So many people talk directly mentions about like dollar and money in like so many phrases. And uh, nowadays like they have the system as well, so it will detect like they are selling something. And whenever it detects something about money or things, it always land into spam, because they want to prevent the user from spam or anything. So whenever there's money things, I always try to like make it one time dollar, or I'll try to go like 100K. If I had to say 100,000, I don't try to write it in a full way, or I also write it like 100K to give them like, okay, this is a money context. You can say the same thing without including like proper things. So try to like exclude many dollar signs, because whenever you do these things, it will flag out and it will hurt your copy. So when that happens, you will always land on the spam, and it might not help you to like run a successful cold email campaign. That's one. And as I show you my email, I always have like one main sequence, and after that two follow up. I never on the follow up, I never talk about like pitching over and over, because it will be on the same place. So I always go like, hey, I know you are busy, just making sure this reach you. I think I can add fair value to your company name. And this company name should be like casual version. If my company name is like Obic Labs Limited, I always casualize them into like Obic Labs. So it goes like fair amount of value to Obic Labs and see the previous email. I always target them to see my previous email so that I don't have to like re-explain everything and they will always go here. And for now, I also use this on my YouTube channel, Obic Labs. Yeah, and it helps me ranking on the top. So whenever someone search like Obic Labs, my channel appears on the top. And since I'm sending like thousands of volume, I try to like kill two birds at a one stone, like with one stone. So obviously, and this is not the HTML link or anything. This is just a plain text. You can obviously write this if you have. I learned this from Nick video where he like, if you're unsure about who I am, just Google this and Google my name. And yeah, it helps you on the like Google graph as well. So obviously try to optimize the hell out of the cold email. And yeah, this is the second. And the second follow-up also looks something like really simple. I don't talk a lot about like what I do because my goal is to push them up here because I have already shared enough value. I just want to give them impressions like now I'm actually writing it again as a follow up to make sure they see that things. If you see here, like you can even see this copy, I'll definitely share you on this description. Let's go. So next one is like, yeah, as I mentioned, like do not go really hard because when you go really hard and when you go like mention again and again dollar sign, Google is like instantly figure Google or Microsoft, they will figure out because they are the biggest one. And yeah, and it will figure out and you will always land on the spam and it's not worth the effort. Next one is the technical setup. So if you are setting up yourself, always go with like DMARC, DKIM, SPF record properly. Like these are the most important one. If not set up properly, like there is a higher chance your email might not end up properly. Like it will somewhere like undelivered or something like bounce. So always set this up properly. If you want to check this up, like how it is set up, you can go up here instantly, go to your email account. I have recently added like 30 mailbox for like because right now it's perfect time to warm up everything because holiday is the quietest period. So I have added it. Some of them are like disconnected. I have updated the password, so I need to re-update. But if you want to check DKIM and DKIM SPF records are set up properly, just go here, click this checkbox, and it will run through your like all the records. And here you because I have set up everything properly, so it shows like okay, everything has been set up. So you can always do that. And I see many people like whenever they send a cold email, they try to track or send any kind of link in the first sequence. Never, never, never ever do that because whenever you try to send a link or try to track it, it will send some sort of like HTML embed code. And whenever Google or any mailbox find out, it will trigger it as like, okay, this is a high chance this email is coming as a spam. So it will land on the spam. Never track or send any link. However, if someone reply an interested email, you can always send them back like a link or anything because once they reply back to you, you are never going to land on their spam. So always think like be careful about it. If you are unsure like how to do it, you can even go up here and there's an option called like just let me show you here. If you go here, sequence, if you go here and then clean HTML, whenever you click it, just you click it and it will trim any like HTML link or anything you have in the email. So you are safe. And you, whenever you are doing like any setup, always try to optimize most out of it. I see like so many people do not do this like forward or redirect domain setup. So it will hurt your deliverability as well. Like it will, so whenever you are, let me show you what I mean. If you copy this and paste it here, I'm pasting like obiglabs.co. Let me show you. Okay, obiglabs.co. If I paste this, it will redirect to my main domain, like which is obiglabs. Just a second. I think this haven't been set up because I'm still setting this up. Let me show you what I mean. Another one. Go obiglabs.com. Yeah, there you go. So because the other domain are like recently purchased 2 3 days old, so I need to configure it properly. But here you go. Whenever someone shares that, it will direct to my like main website. So it will show that like I'm a real person, and it will always give you the authenticity because cold email prospect doesn't know who you are. So there's you always need to give them like, okay, we are real. And to do that, you need to like optimize most out of it. Let's go with the next. And whenever you are doing the cold email, I put it in the like technical setup because always set like couple of macros in your cold email campaign. So it helps you to reach or reply back the prospect easily. Let me show you what I mean. So whenever you get like any email response in your Unibox, you can always go like here, reply. This is called reply macros. Click it up here. You can create like bunch of these fields. I create like they are not interested, interested, or meeting like that. And I go just click it up. There you go. So now I have all the email here. So I don't need to type out same thing again and again. And this will save you a lot of times, especially like when you are doing like thousands of email every day. So obviously save the macros as well. I would say like at least 3 is minimum so that it will help you. Now let's talk about like warming and campaign management. I see like many of you guys go for like pre-warm inbox, but recently Google and Microsoft has been hurting its deliverability. So I would suggest you like set up. This is a perfect time to set up. So if you are setting up, go like for 3 weeks warm up. Minimum 3 week is like ideal. Before it can be like 2 weeks or 15 days as well, but now like 3 weeks is minimum. And what I mean by like 3 to 4 week is I saw like many of you guys like when you are running the cold email, you just warm up like 3 weeks and then completely stop the cold email. I mean like warming process. Do not do that. You can still run the like warming phase so that it mimics a human behavior. Like you are still replying some prospect or things like that. So it shows that this is a real person. And I learned this new trick from Lead Gen J. So let me show you what I do nowadays. So whenever I go here, I set up this. So reply rate, I set up with like increase of 40% when I'm like completely warming up. So when you do like 40%, ideal suggestion is like 30%, but when you do 40%, it will show like, okay, this person is active, and it will show that okay, this person is like actual real, it shows that it is mimicking your human behavior. So put it 40, but when you are running the actual campaign, put it to 80 and save it. So why 80% is when you are sending like thousands email, it shows like you are still replying some of the prospect. It shows that okay, the volume is up, but they are still replying, so it will balance out. And here is the suggestion as well: follow this instruction. And do not, as I mentioned, like do not stop warming process. It will help you like keep your mailbox safe. So I always go like warm up and everything. And as I have recently moved my service provider, so it has been disconnected because I have updated the password and everything. But yeah, that's one tips for you. Let me show you what else I have. Okay, yeah. Uh, yeah, sometimes if you have like so many bounce email, instantly will automatically pause your like inbox because the service provider like Gmail or Microsoft will trigger your account and it will restrict you for 24 hours. So for the next 24 hours, do not try to send any email. Just let it hold for like 24 hours. And after 24 hours, you are good to go. Just hold for like 24 hours and you should be fine. And another mistake I see most of the people don't do, because I know it's time consuming, but always try to optimize your profile picture. Whenever you are sending a cold email, of course, with instantly you cannot do it. But if you are setting up yourself from like fresh account and domain, always set up the profile picture and like put it the profile picture. I know it's like, it will take you fair amount of time, but always like put the profile picture properly, set up your like birth date or anything if it's not that necessary, but the more you give the informations to that specific inbox, it will help you show that okay, this is the real person or something like that. And that's what I did. So obviously here is this point. And next one, mailbox diversifications. So this is one of the most important tasks because I see so many people of you start with Google Workspace, but now like Microsoft is getting harsh as well. So my suggestion is like go 50% with the Google Workspace and set up 50% in the Microsoft. And actually there is a setup. Let me show you how does it looks. If you go to here option, there is actually option. You can share like Microsoft to Microsoft and Google to Google. So there is a higher chance you will reach out to like same provider. So if you go here, there is a Google, toggle this on and toggle this on. So Google always send to Google. Another rule, Microsoft always send to Microsoft. And you can set one more rule, Google send to all, because some of the inbox provider might be like Zoho or any other provider as well. Do this and you can save it. That's the another trick when you have like 50-50 of 50-50% of mailbox diversifications. And also, and it will help you, obviously help you with the delivery rate. And also, this is a trick I learned it when I was doing it. So let me show you. Let me show you here. Leads. So whenever you are sending the leads, once you send it, you will see like how many bounce email are you got. Go over here, and after that, click this bounce, and you can actually download this bounce information so that you don't send that same person like on the second or third follow up. When you do that, it will save you the chance. Like, if imagine if you have like 1% bounce rate. Now, if you send like on the second and third, it's gonna increase. But if you stop from the first, there is lower chance like you might have like some sort of bounce rate, because the higher bounce rate you have, there is a high chance your domain might hurt or like mailbox might hurt. So that's a trick. I always use it. I always send out first sequence. For my case, I have like 900 capacity per day. So if I send 920 of them get bounced, I delete them instantly from that. So I don't send them follow up. And let me show you. And there's, if you're on like hyper growth plan, there's like feature where you can send someone who is high risky or risky prospect at the end. Let me show you how does it looks like. And it'll help you a lot. I don't know if it's on the starter plan. If you go up here and advanced option, pretty sure it's not advanced. Yeah. So AI, they have like some AI system to figure it out. So always you can turn this on. Like you can send as usual as well, but I would suggest you like send last and do it as a send last and save it. And it will help you as well too, so that you don't reach out to like hostile or some prospect who might threat you. You can always send them last. I don't know how they like find this, but I'm guessing they go for the history or like inbox history or something like that. So it will flag it out. And as for my tech stack, I use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Apollo, and Google Map Lead Scraper from AP5. And of course, I use Vane as well to scrap it. Nothing fancy around it. And for the campaign, I use Instantly, one of the best in the cold email space. And for personalization, I use ChatGPT 4 Omni, which cost me around like $1 for 2000 personalization. And I always add the context, web context on top of the extracted informations, because on the LinkedIn, you need to like personally update and everything. So there's a higher chance some company might not be active on the LinkedIn, or like they might not be updating like up to date information. So you still might miss. So when you are working with that for the copy, you might like be some irrelevant or something like outdated information. So for this, I found out XIAI, it will have like $5 for 1,000 website context. Or Perplexity, it have like similar, like $5 for 1,000 search. So always add this extra column on your field. So it will help you to with more research, more informations about that prospect, so that you can always reach out. And for like email finder, I always use an email finder. And most of the time I go with like 10K credit plan. So you are good with that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much everything how I optimize, nothing fancy. I thought of putting this video together so that it might help you, because this is a perfect time when the holiday seasons are like slow down. Now let me show you how does my uh, after like lead enrichment, how does it looks. If you go up here, my subject line looks like this. If you see here like closely, you see like first hi is like lowercase. I have intentionally put it so that they feel like, okay, someone is actually writing for your phone, and just to give them impression. That's the thing, just to play with like psychology. And if you go here, and if you are Dean, and if you read like, hey Dean, I know you like this helps with creative professional, do this. So, or at least what I'm assuming. So this is the line to play with their okay, I know you are doing this, but I might be wrong as well. So thought it's better to reach you out about it. So that's the impression I want to give. And this is all the templated version, but some of the variables are always customized for each prospect. So let me show you how does it looks. So if you see here, up to up to this line, it's like template, but here. So this one up to here, this is like personal like phrase about them. So if you are like someone and you read about this, you feel like, okay, I had to respond to this back. And this is a reason why like reply rate are higher, because I always try to like go beyond the icebreaker as well. So there is a higher chance they feel like, okay, this is actually for me, not like whole template for everyone. And here's just like case studies, how I use it. And I always use like PS lines, because PS line is something you can add on top of it. And I never ask them like, okay, can we do a 15-minute call or something like that? I always give like, I would love to chat about what you are doing with this or something like this. So they always feel like, okay, this guy actually want to talk. And they always, because when I send this copy, most of the time they feel like they reply me with, hey, I'm interested to learn more about what you do. Or, oh, that's interesting. I get email like this every single day, but your one is really like outstanding beyond all. So that caught my interest. And most of the time I send them to my like YouTube channel. Let me show you up here. I send them to my YouTube channel, and whenever they search up like big labs, it will show up on the top here. And I only have like one video for now, and they always go through it. So this is more like a VSL, basically selling the same informations what I do, and they reply me based on this. And it helped me rank up on the higher as well, since there's not many keyword with the Opic Labs or something like that. So I was always suggest you to do that as well. And that's pretty much everything. And I'm recently playing with the agentic workflow as well. So let me show you. This is how it looks. Let me show you what we can do with agentic workflow as well. If you want me to share this agentic workflow, I'm more than happy to share with you guys as well. So here. So basically what it does is, before, let me show you first how many record we have. If you see, we have like 1100 record. Before to do this, it will take me like fair amount of time. Like even with automated system, it will take me at least like 2 to 3 hours, because it goes like one at a time, and each row will take fair amount of time to have the API call. And even I used to speed up doing one from the top to bottom and another one like bottom to top. I do it like ascending and descending order both, so that I can split the time into half. But still, sometimes it will break some of the nodes, and I have to fix it. And yeah, that was like really time consuming. Whereas I recently came across like Nick's Drive AI agentic workflow. So I'm testing it out. Let me show you how does it looks. And you guys can try with it as well. So if I copy this link, so basically I need to copy this link, and it will give me all the information about it. Here is company, I mean like, let me see. Do our company research. Here is a Google state link. I just need to paste it. There's like directive executions. So basically there's like bunch of directive field on how to do it. And here is like execution. What are the system you need to call it to execute this process? And then it will go through like all this, and it will give me Before it took me like 2 hours. Now it will do it like less than 1 minute. And that's a huge leverage. You can do it. So let me show you how it works. So it's currently fetching the data. And let me show you how my regular workflow looks like in the Make. So my regular flow looks like something like this. It's pull the informations from Google Sheet, and it use like XAI API up here. And from there, it simply parts like XAI. So here's like, I normally replace my API key up here since I'm showing this in the video. So I don't want to expose my API key. And here's pretty much everything. Like I just share the domain name and it will give me like summary of that thing. So it's always updated version of their website. So I can always use like fresh informations. And I passed like bunch of LinkedIn informations, like who they are. This is just extra node. You don't need to do it, and then it will use like ChatGPT to synthesize everything and write in a specific template as I show you. And it will just add on the Google Sheet. But now with the agentic workflow, you can do pretty much similar with this thing. Let me say dismiss. Well, let me see. I think, yeah, it's still running. Let me show you. Meanwhile, it's running. Let me show you how it looks. And obviously, you are not like restricted to use this with anti-gravity as well. You can always use like anti-gravity. I normally use like VS Code and anti-gravity on the side by side. So whenever I'm like limited with any quota or anything, I always switch it. And also you can add your extra email, or you can log in with different accounts. So you can always switch it back. If you see here, it is currently running like a lot of the rows. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, it's already reached up to like 902 votes. So, yep, I think it ran like 11 company per second. The speed was like 11.63 companies per second. And here, so it have added all the informations. Let me see. Let me refresh it. Oh, yeah, here. So here is what it did. I have configured in a way where it will give me like company description. It will give me like what this company is about. And there is like company profile, like a customer profile of their company, like who they serve. So this is like really important for me. So yeah, I use this field to know like, I know you are serving this and this is the reason I reach out. And it'll even give me like maybe competitor kind of line. So this is not exactly like 100% accurate, but it will come up with like something similar since XAI and Google are like Perplexity have like internet searching things. So they will go through and they will reach out to things and company like pain points. What might be the pain points? Sometimes like it will be based on their like all the interactions from that specific domain. So it will give it. And I use all these informations and here's a casualized name. So if we go here, it have updated all this extra record for me in like less than 1 or 2 minutes. And that's still a lot of leverage. You can use it. So yeah, that's everything what I need to cover and wanted to show you to you guys. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach me out or like we can directly collaborate with here. You can either reach me out on LinkedIn or Upwork and from there we can work. All right. Thank you and appreciate for watching this. Bye-bye.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.